Hello, I'm Mandee Palmer with the Bellingham Public Library in Bellingham, Washington. Thanks for tuning in to watch my preschool story time. Today, I have a different kind of story time planned for us. Instead of reading stories from a book, I'm going to be drawing a picture that tells a story, a personal narrative. Personal means it's about me. Narrative means it's a story. So I'll be drawing a story about me. There are so many different ways to tell stories. We can read stories from books. We can tell stories with our voices. We can draw pictures that tell stories. We can write words that tell stories. Today, I'm going to be drawing a picture to tell a story. And I hope that after you watch me draw and share my story, you'll have a turn at home to draw and share your own. I'd like to start with our name song so we can all have a turn to share our names. You're invited to clap and sing with me and then share your name. I'm so glad you're here today, here today, here today. I'm so glad you're here today. Who are you? Hello, I'm Mandee. Before I start to draw, I'm going to show my story poster. My story poster helps me plan to draw my story. Before I can start to draw, I need to ask this question. What's the story you're going to tell today? I already thought about what story I want to tell, so I'm ready. The pictures on my poster help remind me the parts of a story, like who was there? Who were the characters or people in the story? What happened? What was the action or event that happened to make it a story? A story can have feelings and emotions. Where did the story happen? What is the place or the setting? If someone says something in the story, I can show that by drawing a speech bubble and writing the words inside. When I'm all done with the picture, I will write the most important parts below the picture of what happened in my story. Do you think you're ready for a personal narrative story? Let's do the ready test. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, nod your heads. If you're ready for a story, nod your heads. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, nod your heads. If you're ready for a story, sit very still. If you're ready for a story, sit very still. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, sit very still. You are ready. As I start to draw, you are welcome to make predictions or guesses about what you think I am drawing. I'm going to start just by drawing a line at the bottom of my paper. Above this line is where I will draw the picture that tells the story. When I'm all done, I will write the words of what happened below the picture. I'm going to start by drawing a little bit of the setting. The setting is the place. Where did the story happen? What shape did I draw? This is a triangle. It has 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. You're right. Now I'm going to add add to the triangle so you can see the thing that I'm drawing. I'm going to add a line going straight down and another line going straight down. Can you tell what I drew? I did my best to draw a house. And it's actually my house. This story takes place inside my house. Now I'm going to draw a few things outside of my house to tell you a little bit more about the setting. I'll need a few different colors. Can you tell what I'm drawing? I'm doing my best to draw leaves falling from the sky. And I'm using colors like orange, red. Ooh, I know, I'll make a gold one. Leaves are falling from the sky. What does that tell you about my story? When do leaves fall? What time of the year? In the autumn or the fall. That's when we start to notice leaves change these colors like orange, gold, yellow, red. They start to change color, changing from green because they've lost their chlorophyll, and they're starting to fall from the trees, fall from the sky. So I added that detail to my picture so that you can tell that this is a story that takes place at my house in the season of fall. And specifically, this is a tradition that we do in the month of October. A tradition is something that you do the same each time. Maybe you have an annual tradition where it's something you do each year the same time of year. Do you have any traditions at your house? I'll continue to draw my story. And now you know a little bit more about my story, that it takes place at my house in the season of fall, and that it's a tradition, something we do in my house each year in the month of October. I'm going to now draw the people, the characters in my story. Of course, it's a personal narrative, so I am a character in my story. I'll start by drawing me. I'm going to start by drawing my head. What shape should I use? A round shape, like a circle or an oval. I'll draw my body next. I think I'll use an oval this time to draw my body. Now, what else do I need to draw? A lot of things, right? Arms, legs, face, hair. I'll draw my arms and legs next. First, my arms. I have 2 arms. 1, 2. And how many legs? I have 2 legs. 1, 2. And 1, 2 feet. Now, that looks more like a person, but it doesn't look just like me. I need to add some details to make it look like me. I need to look for just the right color marker to use. I have green eyes, so I'll use my green marker to draw 1, 2 eyes. How many noses do I have? 1. And I'll draw a red smile mouth. What am I still missing? Oh, hair, that's right. What color hair do I have? Not purple. Not green. No, my hair is more of a brown color. I'll get my brown marker. There. Now you can see a character in my story. That is me. I'm all done drawing me, so I'm ready to label. I'm going to write me in my picture. Do you know what letters I need to write the word me? It starts with the sound m. Can you make that sound? That letter is M. The next letter is saying its name. E. Me. Now I'm going to draw another person who lives in my house. He is taller than me. It is my husband. I will draw him also in my house. I will start drawing him up here because he is taller, and I'll also use a round circle shape to start by drawing his head. And I'll draw an oval for his body. He also has 1, 2 legs, 1, 2 arms, and 1, 2 feet. Now, I need to add some details to make it look more like him. So I'm going to think about what he looks like. He has shorter, darker hair, so I'll use my black marker to draw his hair. There. Now, his eyes are this blue color. I'll use my blue marker. 1, 2, and he also has 1 nose. And 1 smile mouth. Okay, I'm all done drawing him, so I'm ready to label. I will write his name above the picture of him. My husband, his name is Spencer. It starts with this letter. S. Did anyone guess S for Spencer? S, P, E, N, C, E, R. Those are the letters that spell his name, Spencer. Now you can look at my picture and tell a little bit about my story. We know that my story happens in the fall season, and it happens at my house, and some of the characters are me and Spencer. That's right. There is another person that lives in our house, but I'm not going to draw her yet. First, I'm going to draw something that's part of our tradition in the fall season in the month of October. What shape did I draw? A circle? And what color did I use to draw that circle? Orange? Any predictions, guesses, ideas? What this might be? Something big and round and orange inside our house in the fall season in the month of October. Did anyone guess pumpkin? You're right. This is a pumpkin. In fact, I think I'm going to write the word pumpkin. Any ideas what letter I need to write the word pumpkin? The sound is p, p. That's a letter P. Pumpkin. Now, there's one more character in this story. There's someone else who lives in my house with me and Spencer. Some of you might know who that is. Next, I'm going to draw her. She has brown hair like me. And she has blue eyes like Spencer. Do you know who this is? This is our daughter. Her name is Sadie. Where is Sadie in this story? Sadie is in the pumpkin. That's right. Isn't that silly? Starting when Sadie was a tiny baby. She was born in the month of September. So her first month when she was a very small baby, we put her inside a very small pumpkin. And then the next year, when she was a 1-year-old, we put her in a pumpkin that was a little bit bigger. When she was 2 years old and a toddler, we had to find a pumpkin that was even bigger. When she was 3 years old, we had to find a very big pumpkin. When she was 4 years old is when we found the biggest pumpkin to put in a 4-year-old kid. Now Sadie is a big kid, and we can't find a big enough pumpkin to put her in anymore. We still like to go and get a pumpkin with her, but she doesn't fit in them anymore like when she was little. But I like to tell this story and remember that we used to have a tradition of putting Sadie in a pumpkin. I still need to label. I need to write Sadie's name. Sadie's name starts with the same sound as Spencer. Letter S. And her name is spelled S-A-Y-D-E-E. Sadie. And that's my story. My story happens in my house in the season of fall. The characters are me, Spencer, and Sadie. What happens in the story? We put Sadie in a pumpkin. So that's the words I'm going to choose to write below the picture. We, and I'm writing the story, so we know the we is me and Spencer. We put who? Sadie. We put Sadie in a pineapple? No. In an ice cream cone? No. In a pumpkin. That's right. P for pumpkin. And that is the end of my story. Thanks for being a great audience and watching and listening to my story. What did you think of that story? Is it a little bit silly? Have any of you been inside a pumpkin? Do you have any traditions at your house that you do with pumpkins in the fall? Or any other traditions you do in the season of fall? Maybe you will choose to make your own personal narrative about your own traditions. Or maybe you will choose something else to draw your personal narrative about. We've almost come to the end of story time for today. But before we sing goodbye, I want to remind you that now that you've all had a turn to be the audience and be a great audience for my story, we can switch. And now you can all have a turn to be the authors. You can find what you have at home, paper, cardboard. Check with your grown-ups about what it's okay for you to draw and write on. And check with your grown-ups about what it's okay for you to draw and write with. Maybe you have markers, maybe crayons, colored pencils. So gather your materials that you'll need for drawing on and drawing with. Remember to check with your grown-ups. And grown-ups, I know that kids watching at home are at all different levels of being writers. I know that some are learning to make lines and marks on the paper. Some are probably working on shapes, adding details. Some might working on writing letters. But grown-ups, you are there to help with your child at home, whatever level of writing that they are at. And remember, before you're ready to draw, you first have to ask that most important question: what's the story you're going to tell today? And once you make your plan, you're ready to draw. I wonder what stories you'll tell. Thanks for watching my silly story. Now it's time to sing goodbye. Can you wave one hand like this? Wave the other hand like this? Wave both hands like this? Okay, you're ready. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We clap our hands for all our friends. We wave goodbye like this. Once more. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We clap our hands for all our friends. We wave goodbye like this. Goodbye, friends. Thank you for watching. I'll see you another day.